Hey, welcome into another edition of 4 Minutes on Friday. This video is scheduled to be released on Black Friday. So if you're watching this and it's still around Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving experience. Maybe you have already been out shopping and you're exhausted. But at any rate, I hope you had a great time with some friends and family. Today, I wanted to talk about, this is a very Christian, very Christ follower idea, and that is the vision of God about what He is doing in the world and His invitation to us to join Him. So if you're not a church person, if you wouldn't categorize yourself as a Christ follower, I would encourage you to continue to listen, because there might be something here for you that you hadn't thought about. First of all, I think it's important to acknowledge that there is a significant difference between being and doing. The doing is easy to categorize because, it involves us doing something that involves some sort of physical movement or accomplishing something that you can point to and say, yes, I did that, I accomplished that, I finished that, I created this. So the doing is fairly easy to categorize, and that is really what a lot of the world is built on, is establishing an understanding of what it is that you are doing, what it is that you are creating. But the being, I think, is extraordinarily important. The being is reflected in the kind of people we are becoming. It's not just in the accomplishments. I think there are things that result in those, and there are things that are accomplished because of who we are becoming, who we are in our being. But the accomplishment doesn't precede who we are becoming. And that really is, for me, as a Christ follower, that idea of becoming someone significant in the eyes of God, not in the eyes of the rest of the world, because the rest of the world categorizes significance as largely through accomplishment. What have you done? The heart of God says, I'm doing some significant things in the world. I want you to join me. But when He invites us to join Him, He invites us to have the orientation of our heart and who we are to be changed. What we do cannot be fully defined by the accomplishments. What we do is much more often, a reflection of who we are inside. Years ago, I used to run a camp with a friend of mine. It was a high adventure camp. It was a leadership oriented camp. And one of the conversations that we had, because we would do all these amazing experiences, rappelling, rafting, caving, a lot of hiking, rustic camping, that kind of stuff. And layered in all of that doing, all of that accomplishment, were these really, I thought, pretty great conversations. And one of the conversations that I led was about who you are becoming, and that you can fake who you are for a little bit of time, but you can't fake it long term. It's not something that you can fake over the course of years and years. Who you are deep down inside is eventually going to leak out and eventually going to come to the surface. That is about being. That is about who you are becoming. It's not because what leaks out isn't about accomplishment. It's about what you are inside, deep down, at your core. Who are you? Who is it that you are becoming? So when God invites us to be a part of the things that He is doing in the world, He is saying, I want you to join me, but I want you to join me, and at the same time, I want you to have reoriented your heart towards me. That you become something different, so that what you accomplish and what you do is reflective of Him, not just of you. All right, I hope that's encouraging for you. See you next week.